hard times in this winter city, though the falling snow kinda makes it look pretty. Colored lights, Christmas coming on, well, they shine like stars and then they're gone. Sidewalks echo full of restless feet that are keeping time with that city beat. Now old Joe's got a steel guitar, used to make his living playing in the bars. Now he spends his time at the park, playing for nickels from dawn to dark. Night finds him sleeping out on the street. Well, he's just a part of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky. The dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk. And somewhere in the middle down the pavement I walk. Somebody's singing next block down. I can't hear the words, but there's joy in that sound. And past the dark edge of sorrow, it smiles like a friend. And listen, my feet as I get moving again. The melody lingers, it's both bitter and sweet, singing out the rhythm of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky. Our dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk. And somewhere in the middle down the pavement I walk. Now the morning's hazy, full of fog and steam. It swirls and disappears like some elusive dream. And the city fills in a long deep breath, and it takes you in as you do your best. The story's always changing as it plays and repeats, and it keeps in time with that city beat.
So much. Oh, that was so beautiful.
That's an older song that now that Libby and I are out doing this as a duo most of the time, that I always want, I don't know, we never used to perform, and I just felt like with her harmonies, they were
beautiful harmonies.
So,
very nice. So, all right. Well, I want to welcome David and Libby to Harmonies. Speaking of Harmonies, that's the name of my show. We're here with Libby Glover and Dave Kamilevich, Mustard Retreats, at Tower Hill Botanic Gardens in Boylston, Mass., which is such a beautiful, beautiful.
If you haven't been here, it is just mind-blowing. It's a mind-blowing place, and a privilege to come here and sing.
Oh, well, we're delighted that you're here, and yeah, they're performing this evening. Tower Hill has a concert series this summer, and Mustard Retreat is part of that concert series. So we're just so happy you're here to be part of it. So, and I'm Denise Hurley, the host. I'm gonna slip that in a little bit. So who is Mustard's Retreat, and what can you tell me about you guys?
This lady, when New Year's Eve, 1974, I was out at a bar with some friends.
Okay.
There was a guy up on stage playing, and everybody said, "Oh, you can do better than that." And me in my youthful ignorance said, "Well, I'll go down and audition." So the next week, I went down and auditioned, and the owner was sitting down in the bar, and she was sitting next to him, and Libby was the bartender. And
Okay.
there was no audience. And the
It
bar...
was an audition.
It was an audition.
Just us.
And the owner asked, should I hire him?
And I said, absolutely. He was doing all kinds of songs that I knew,
Okay.
that I loved.
Mm-hmm.
He was very raw,
Yeah.
but that didn't,
Wow.
that didn't stop me from thinking, I did not know it was his first paying gig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
I didn't know
it was 2 months, 5 nights a week,
Yeah.
Okay.
4 hours a night,
Yep.
and $25 a night.
Okay.
So we had $125 a week for 2 months singing, and really was the crucible for me learning a lot. And Libby started singing with me almost instantly.
Yeah.
You know?
He would come down in the afternoons into the Rathskeller and just we'd be alone,
Okay.
it'd be in between my lunch, and my dinner hour, and there'd be nobody down there, and he would come down and rehearse himself, and it's like, my harmonies were falling right into it. It's like, hey, dude, I can sing.
And
So we were just having fun with it.
Yeah, and she started coming up during the shows,
Yeah.
take a break from the bar and come up and sing.
And sing with you.
Yeah.
And then Michael, who I had been singing in bookstores and open mics with off and on during the fall, but he had gotten a real job playing bass. He started sitting in with us,
Okay.
and every once in a while. And then 3 months later, it was getting very popular. What we were doing was very popular, and we decided let's be a group.
Okay.
And Mustard's Retreat is a tune I had written. There's an old fiddle tune called Bonaparte's Retreat.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, Nancy Mustard, who was my boss at the undergrad library in Ann Arbor, she played guitar and she showed me how to do and I'd never seen a slide. I was just starting out. And so I went home and I used that slide in a tune. I named it Mustard's Retreat after her and the fiddle tune. And when we came for looking for a name for the group, it was just odd and unusual and original, and we've never stopped working.
It's a great name. It really is.
I was mistaken one night as I was sitting in a venue watching another set of musicians. A woman came to the table and said, "You're that girl, don't tell me." And don't tell me. Ketchups? Ketchup? Don't tell me. Ketchup's revenge. And I said, "Chips, you're so close. It's Mustard's Retreat. Mustard's Retreat. That's it."
Yeah,
It's good fun.
and we're thinking of doing a retrospective Mustard's Retreat, the Goulden years. Thank you, Mike Fleshman, for that.
Oh, my goodness.
They did make a mustard for you, the National Mustard
There's a
Museum.
National Mustard Museum out in Madison, Wisconsin. 5,000 kinds of mustards
Okay.
in there. And they did up a special Mustard's Retreat.
With the label, with this label, with the,
Yeah, with
that,
Oh, how
Yep.
cool is that?
We have a lot of cool things happening out in the world. And
45 years, 44
yeah, and
years.
that's
45 years you guys have been playing together?
yeah, this is our 45th.
Wow.
And we've done more than 1 million miles, more than 6,000 shows, and it's always new and it's always fun and it's the people that
Right.
make it. We were just up in Luck, Wisconsin.
Luck.
Over northwest Wisconsin. What a wonderful community, and it's just the people that make it and connecting with people. Last night we had somebody come up. They sailed here from Michigan and they were heading down to the Bahamas, and they came to Connecticut and parked there for a couple of days, parked their boat so they could come to our concert down in New London. My sister runs the Custom House Maritime Museum down there, and they have been fans for 35 years.
Really?
And their son lives in my hometown of Branford.
Okay.
So we went to visit him because they brought him when he was a 5-year-old to come
To one
see
of your
us.
shows.
To many of our shows. I mean, again, it's like that. just seems like such a success to me. I mean, that we've done this for so long, and the music means so much to people.
Yes,
that
it does.
I was talking to a kid on a radio station in Boston a couple years ago who was in his 20s, and his point was, don't you want to be rich and famous and on TV? And he finally got it. I said, look, this is our community of choice. We chose to be here. We chose to sing in these venues for these people because this is who we are. And it has given us a 45-year career of, we do 50 shows a year now, and it's like, that's, I know, that's success.
And you guys travel all over the country, and do you go overseas as well?
We have a couple of times to Lithuania,
Yeah,
where my family is
that's where your
from.
family is from, so you've played there as well. But mostly just statewide, just going through the country, meeting all kinds of different people, having different kind of experiences there. Do you have a favorite place or experience?
I think the favorite one is wherever we are at the time.
Okay.
It's like being at Tower Hill today, it's just so, it's so beautiful.
Coming back to places where we've been is nice.
It's nice to do as well, to see people that you've met before.
I think we knew everybody in the audience last night down in New London, Connecticut, because we played there several times. And again, it's just that, I mean, it's family.
It's
family. I mean, this is, folk music is about sharing, and it's like family, as opposed to pop is more about selling.
Right.
You know, and I also think that's one of the reasons that we have survived, and we just do songs we like. We're not looking to be anyplace else except where we are.
Right. And that's made you a happy person because you're following your heart and your dreams, and you're doing what you really want to do.
It's very fulfilling.
Yes.
It is very fulfilling.
Yeah. So.
It's like really, I thank our audiences, you know, our fans all the time for enabling us. I mean, somebody last night said, we've been listening to your music for 35 years. It means so much. It means so much to us, and I always thank audiences and fans because they enable us to do this. I mean, this is like it's an amazing life to try to travel.
Absolutely. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I am.
You know, it is a lot. You're an artist, so you know. It is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Libby and I practice every day.
Yes.
Every day for those 50 shows a year, and we do it because we enjoy it, and we also have standards we're trying to reach.
Sure.
This is my home. This is my only home. This is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. On a sleepy, endless ocean, when the world lay in a dream, there was rhythm in the splash and roll, but not a voice to sing. So the moon fell on the breakers, and the morning warmed the waves, till a single cell did jump and hum with joy, as though to say, this is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Then the day shone bright and round her, and the one turned into two, and the two into 10,000 things, and old things into new. And on some virgin beachhead, one lonesome critter crawled, and he looked about and shouted out in his most astonished drawl, this is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone? Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Then all the sky was buzzing and the ground was carpet green, and the wary children of the woods went dancing in between. And the people sang rejoicing when their fields were glad with grain, this song of celebration from their cities on the plain. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone? Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms. Now there's smoke across the harbor, and there's factories on the shore, and the world is ill with greed and will and enterprise of war. But I will lay my burdens in the cradle of your grace, and the shining beaches of your love, and the sea of your embrace. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone? Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone? Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden.
So I guess my question, I think you and I have talked about this before, about where folk music is going. Is there a generation coming into place?
We'd like there to be.
We were just up in Ontonagon, Michigan, which is up in the UP, almost as far west as you can get.
Okay.
And they had a guy there named Henry, who's just graduating from high school. He has a band, and he's going down to Michigan State to study sound and performance.
He's a theater kid.
Yeah, and talk to him. I mean, again, he's just going to college. He doesn't know a whole lot about the wider world, but he's passionate. I think the younger generation is not as, especially in folk music, but has not been as influenced by the smoke and mirrors. Like in the 60s, everything was, MTV, when MTV, like, don't you, it's the big, you want to be on stadium stage. And they have gotten back to why, we do this because it brings us joy. I mean, music is a lifesaver for me.
Right.
And I think for a lot of people, it was like, this is the soundtrack of my life, and it's pulling me through these years and situations. And I think a lot of the younger people do it for that. They know there's not much money in career moves in folk music.
Right.
But they do it because they love it, and it's just, they're astounding.
Yeah, there's a certain time when the arts were starting to be pulled out of the public education system.
Right.
And all this, these computers and these gamers and all this is, I believe we're gonna come back to a time where this kind of stuff is gonna become more important to the younger ones, and I wanna be there to share the song with them.
Exactly.
And so that they can carry it on. And this is why I try to make new friends of these other younger ages.
Right. Yes.
And I want to
Glover.
follow their careers.
Libby Glover on Facebook.
Libby Glover on Facebook, friend me.
Absolutely.
Yes, and that's kind of my mission,
Yeah, so it's very exciting.
Yes.
They have their own kind of world, but it's big.
So I'm going to follow them for a while, you know what I mean, and see where they're going with it. And hopefully they'll pay attention a little bit to our music too in the process.
I think they will, because I've had the opportunity to meet those young people as well. There's a DIY culture in the area, which I'm just finding out about, and it is young musicians who are keeping the music alive.
That's great.
And they don't have the prejudice against the word folk. The media, like folk became a bad word in the media, in the 70s and, and 80s. And these kids are younger than that. They don't have that association. They're kind of doing what I feel like I learned from in the 60s, where artists on stage they'd sing their own song, they'd sing somebody else's, they'd sing a traditional song.
It will be their message.
Right.
It will be their message of what, is, their bag.
Exactly.
And I'm excited. I'm really excited. The recurrence of the ukulele, the recurrence of these wonderful roots instruments with the younger generation is very appealing to me.
Sure.
And I'm
they're
excited.
so competent.
Yes,
They're
they're very
they
good.
are.
Very, very good musicians.
They are. Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is a song, about earlier days, I guess. It's about canned food. I've got peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. There's a fruit cellar down below. Duck your head now, down you go. The peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. What with the snow, the economy and everything, I think I'll stay down here and eat until the spring. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. When I go see my grandma, I gain a lot of weight. With her dear hand, she gives me plate after plate. She cans the pickles, the sweet and dill, cans the songs of the whippoorwill, and the morning dew and the evening moon. And I've really got to go see her pretty soon, 'cause these canned food you buy at the store, they ain't got the summer in them anymore. And you bet Grandma, sure as you're born, I'll take some more potatoes and a thunderstorm. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. So let those December winds billow and blow. I'm as warm as a July tomato. I've got peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars.
Anything else you'd like to tell us about, or you just...
Can we talk some about world peace?
Sure, sure. Why not? We need to do that.
We are in the, we call our tour the Defiantly Hopeful.
I know, I love that, love that.
And and the realization of the fact that's what this music is. It is defiantly hopeful.
Yes.
And it is sometimes it can be commercial, but mostly it's not. Mostly it's real, authentic music, and in the face of everything we have to deal with, which
It's
is
restorative.
Yes.
And it takes us back to a time when music really was vitally important to us, as I'll speak for myself, but growing up in the 60s and the early 70s, the reasons I became a folk musician, to spread a message.
Right.
And, people are thirsty right now,
They are.
frankly,
Yep, I agree.
for some
For something.
good words.
they
some
are.
hope.
And we just did several shows with Peter Yarrow from
Yes.
Peter, Paul and Mary, and he was talking about that. It's like, Pete Seeger's biggest dream, for all he did, he wanted to put a song on people's lips. That was the thing that he thought most of, his
Right.
greatest accomplishment. And when you're, like what Peter said, when you're singing, you're not disagreeing. You know, no matter how different you are, if you're singing together, there is common ground.
That's right.
And it's like, and you had a phrase this morning, I forget what it was, you know, but about harmony. But, you know, if you're doing harmonies, you know, maybe
Singing in harmony can lead to living in harmony. And
I like that.
and it, you know, and that's an important point. I mean, when you sing out loud, when you sing with other people, there's a psychological thing that happens in your brain.
It's warm and fuzzy.
I mean, it elevates you, you know, and it's like, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel more connection. I mean, and that is just a scientific fact, you know, which is really important, because we lost the singing tradition. You know, 100 years ago, everybody had a piano in their house, and everybody got around and they sang nothing of it, you know, and that got, you know, and people ended up in 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s got passive. You know, it was singing was somebody else's thing to do, and not yours.
the people in spandex in the 80s, they were the ones.
Yeah. But you know, but again, and that's, you know, I didn't grow up in a sing. Well, my dad used to sing like funny songs. He would go around singing funny songs. And my mom was a classical viola player.
Oh,
but we didn't all sing as a, you know, I didn't grow up with that, and I regret that, because I think, you know, that's part of what drew me to music. I'd be at a concert and I could sing.
Right. And I was a show tune kid, and you know, as soon as I got a hold of my sisters, Kingston Trio and Peter, Paul, and Mary, I wanted a guitar, and then that was it. Then there was the war, that was it. Bob Dylan, that's it. So here I am at 66 years old, still a folk singer. So.
Still a folk singer. We're happy that that's
Happy to be one.
Happy to be one.
How many people have ever been out to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan? Yeah. Great, thank you. They're called the Upers up there. The Upers, the UP Upper Peninsula, and they called those of us who live down in the Lower Peninsula trolls, because we live below the bridge. It's about 5 hours from Toledo up to the bridge, and then there's the Upper Peninsula, 5-mile bridge. It's really it is beyond a marvelous place. I mean, you're back in the, well, it's at least the 70s, and maybe it's the 60s out there. You know, there's community, there's just something different. But a lot of people speak Uparese, you know, and so we want to give you a heads up. This is a UP song that'll, so you won't be surprised when you go up there. And it's a sing-along. It's a sing-along, and you'll get it. And hope you don't mind when an old man sings. Helps me to keep my mind on things. That's all I talk. And when I go where the animals thrive, I sing this song on the treacherous drive. Dem deer dare here, den dare dare here, dare everywhere. That's your part. You're Upers now. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere. At dawn in fields and carnivorous groves, bucks and does come alive in droves. Just when you think that the coast is clear, dare into road is the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere. In venison land, as the day goes by, deer lay low while the sun is high. Sun goes down, night draws near, twilight brings out the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere. Bucks bed down where the tall grass grows, fawns stay does where the does dare, does here, and those are the habits of the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere. Dem deer dare here, den dare here, dare everywhere.
All right, well,
Thank you,
I
Jean.
want to thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Denise. We've been looking forward to doing
Such old
this.
friends.
How can people find you?
We have, you can find us on Facebook. We have like for some reason, 3 Facebook pages.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of, or Mustard's Retreat, or www.mustardsretreat.com is our website,
Okay.
with no apostrophe in the mustard.
Libby Glover, Facebook.
This is a song that Michael and I started in the 90s, and I started it, he added to it, and I never felt it was done until the most significant event of 2016, the Women's March.
Oh, yes.
We were driving through Ohio on the way out here to sing, and the freeway was getting loaded with cars with signs and women with pink hats, and it was like a revival meeting in the rest stops. I mean, there was energy. It felt to me like the heart of America was descending on Washington, and like 5 million people, every continent, no violence. It was great, and I know my daughter was on her way to her first protest. She was on the road that I was on heading down there. So, and that's what gave me the impetus to find a way to finish this song.
Okay.
So it's called Root and Rain. No. Yeah, I almost did something else. So, we turn the earth in winter's shadow, knowing spring is drawing near, keeping faith with summer's promise and the turning of the year, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. A simple pleasure, planting gardens, picking stone and pulling weeds, a space beyond the rush and clatter, finding something that we need, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Mysteries not quite forgotten, something that we now reclaim, down through countless generations, wind and fire, root and rain, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Post-industrial techno-visions tell us how to think and feel. We ignore the corporate chatter and derail their grinding wheels, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done, knowing that we have the power, each of us in our own way, to make these moments something better. All great changes start that way, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. So we turn the earth and keep the promise, root and river, sun and air, share the harvest and remember who we are and why we care, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done.
All right, thank you so much.
That's what we like. We like you to somebody who forgets where they are.
Oh, thank you again. Mustard's Retreat. Just check out their website there and go see a show. They'll lift you up, lift up your spirits, fill you with so much joy with their music.
And you'll remember who you are and why you care.
There you go.
And that's our audience.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Down the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk.
Someone